Now on CoastTV News.
Major fire on Shingle Point Road. We spoke with the fire chief on scene who explained why this call was difficult.
Picking out a book in the Rehoboth Beach Public Library may be different in the future. How it may be downsizing here now.
A major breakthrough in the auto workers strike. We're going to tell you which of the big three car companies have reached a deal.
This land causing debates about transparency. The fight happening now in Maryland.
This weekend will be summertime hot, but next week it will be wintertime cold.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin this evening with breaking news.
At least 22 people were killed in multiple mass shootings in Lewiston, Maine tonight. That's according to a number of local law enforcement sources. One location is a bar and grill restaurant. The second, a bowling alley. The law enforcement sources also say 50 to 60 people were injured, though it's unclear how many were injured due to gunfire. Police have released pictures of the gunman, who is still at large. Residents are being asked to shelter in place. Lewiston is located about 36 miles north of Portland. We'll have more updates tomorrow morning on CoastTV News at 5 a.m. And now to local news. New tonight, Rehoboth Beach is looking at how a smaller downtown library would exactly work.
The future of the library is a bit up in the air as another library is in the works outside of the city.
And after months of meetings and discussion with what to do with the current location, there seems to be an answer.
CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us how the next chapter on the library may read.
Choosing what to read at the Rehoboth Beach Public Library may have a different setting. The Rehoboth Beach Library Task Force has decided the best course of action for the current location is to use this portion of the building on the left for the library and this other portion on the right side for some yet determined purpose. Library Board President Kay Wheatley says there were numerous reasons for the decision.
It allows the most space to be downtown, but still reserve some space for other uses. It allows us to still have access to the upstairs. And what the task force has done since meetings they've had since May and June and into July is to determine and give the board an idea of what they and the residents would like to see in the library.
There is another library in the works near Warrington Road and Route 24. Since the library's resources would be split in two, getting smaller is necessary. However, Wheatley says the renovated downtown library would still be fully functioning. Bill Edwards says he'd be sad to see the downtown library cut down in size.
I think it'll serve a lot of people outside of here. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just hate to see it happen at the cost of losing things downtown. You know, it's a wonderful library we have in town here. It's nice, and I hate to see it reduced by too much.
According to Wheatley, there is no clear idea what the unused section could be, though she hopes something complementary to the library, like an educational program, could fill that space.
Though this was the option picked by the task force, this is not the final step quite yet. That still needs to be approved by city commissioners before any changes can be implemented. I'm Charles Reinert in Rehoboth Beach, CoastTV News.
Breaking tonight, a big house fire on Shingle Point Road drew a large emergency response. Take a look at your screen. You can see all of the smoke from this two-story home with some flames still deep inside as firefighters worked to put out this fire. The call came in around 6:30 p.m. and it lasted around 3 hours. Neighbors nearby told CoastTV News that the house had been for sale. Georgetown Fire Chief Mark Rogers told me that at this time no one was found inside the home and it was believed to be vacant, but he added that firefighters did run into a few challenges on this call.
Well, it was difficult for the interior crew. Had a lot of fire. Part of the floor had gave away. That's always a safety issue when you're sending interior crews in. But there was also a report that possibly homeless subjects staying in there, so crews made a quick advance inside to do a search.
Was anybody inside?
At this time, no one's been located, no.
Firefighters from multiple agencies responded, including Georgetown, Milton, Lewis, Indian River, and Millsboro. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And now let's take a live look outside into our dry tech camera at the Embers in Ocean City. It's been a gorgeous fall week here lately, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at the forecast tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. And listen, we are right now on the cruise right into a summer-like weekend. Temperatures kind of rising as we continue on, but by next week, it's going to be the exact opposite. But right now, we are looking very clear across the entire Delmarva Peninsula for the most part, picking up a couple of very light sprinkles to our west. Now, I want to give you a feel as to just how much we're trending upward. I mean, for example, we're at 62 Sunday and Monday, but Tuesday we got up to 69. Today we had a high of 76, and we're going to be reaching for the 80s. Imagine that, 80s in October. No kidding. That's not a joke. That's a real deal for us by this weekend. Here's a look at the forecast for the next few hours. We're going to look for temperatures staying in the 50s with partly cloudy and then clearing skies as we go into the early morning hours as the sun gets ready to rise. Now, we'll talk more about those 80s in October, but then there's one last plot twist. Next week, you will need your winter coat. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. At a recent mayor and commissioners meeting, the Rehoboth Beach Parking Department reported that the city was down in parking revenue compared to the summer prior. The city told CoastTV News they made an incorrect calculation and forgot to include the surcharge that they charge at the meters, and that the city actually made $20,000 more than last summer. People say the parking meter system in Rehoboth Beach is very stressful, which is why some people choose to take the bus instead.
For instance, my dad, whom lives with us, he has come down a couple times, and he gets so frustrated with that system that he just goes back home, or he goes to the park and ride, and he even takes the bus into town.
The city says they are also looking to remove one of the two change machines instead of paying for repairs because they say they see fewer people paying for parking with coins every year.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you pay for parking? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening.
Looking at the screen, it looks like the winner right now is cash. That is at 36%. 22% say they pay with apps. That's what I use, usually Park Mobile there in Rehoboth Beach. 25% for coins, 12% for credit card, and 5% say they find free parking. I'd like to know where.
Well, I am an app guy myself. You can still vote on this at coasttvnews.com or use the mobile app. New tonight, a tentative deal is in place now between the United Auto Workers and Ford Motor Company. Details still coming out, but according to a AP report, it is a 4-year deal that still needs to be approved by the union's 57,000 members. This is the first of the big three automakers to strike a deal, which could put some new pressure on both General Motors and Stellantis. The auto workers' strike has been running for 6 weeks at this point.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. The city of Cambridge is getting worried about the major Cambridge Harbor project. It's a mixed-use development with shops, homes, and more on this site where a former hospital was. In an open letter, council claims the developer is acting without transparency and takes away too much tax revenue from the city. Council says they want to get the project back on track. The city of Salisbury will close Camden Street for a sewer project to tie into the Unity Square development. That starts at 7 a.m. Thursday. Fenwick Island wants to redo the lane markings on its roads. Pedestrian safety has been a big topic in the beach town. Restriping will require just under $7,000. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
For weeks, the United States House of Representatives sent no official response to the war between Israel and Hamas because without a Speaker of the House, no official business could take place.
As Emily Schmidt reports, that all changed Wednesday with a strong reaction, just as a new sign of things to come strengthening in the attacks on Gaza from Israel.
It took more than 3 weeks of infighting for Republicans to elect a Speaker of the House.
The Honorable Mike Johnson.
It took much less time for the first measure to come to the floor. A resolution in support of Israel in the war against Hamas passed overwhelmingly in minutes, 412 to 10.
The fact that this is the most bipartisan resolution in modern history, with 425 co-sponsors, over 97% of this body speaks volumes.
In the White House Rose Garden, where President Biden and Australia's Prime Minister met as the House-elected Johnson, the president also began his public address with the situation in the Middle East, saying he has asked Israel's Prime Minister, but not demanded, that Israel wait to secure the release of hostages in Gaza before a ground invasion.
Obviously, they're in jeopardy. The question is whether or not there's any way of getting them out. If we can get them out, we should get them out.
We have one goal, to go ahead for victory.
An Israel Defense Forces spokesperson said Wednesday strikes on Gaza are strengthening the Israeli military ahead of the next stage of war. A Palestinian-American mother's son says she's trapped in Gaza in the middle of it all.
There's no food, there's little water, they're eating garbanzo beans, whatever they can find.
He calls it an impossible situation with no end in sight. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
And next, questions about Ukraine. New House Speaker Mike Johnson wasted no time getting down to business when asked about the ongoing aid to the embattled nation, saying that he supports the aid and that there will be productive discussions on the topic.
We all do. We're going to have conditions on that, so we're working through it. We want accountability and we want objectives that are clear from the White House, but we're going to have those discussions. They're going to be very productive.
And we are just getting going here this evening.
Coming up, bad news for Wonderfest fans, why it may be a while until you can enjoy a bright, festive roll.
And we're looking pretty mild as we go into the sunrise forecast. Listen, it's going to be summer all weekend long, but next weekend we'll be on freeze alert.
But first, volunteers packing boxes of brand new clothes for children in Sussex County, how a local organization is helping those who need it the most. We're going to be back in just 60 seconds.
It's Ford Truck Month. Time to defeat any task in a Ford F-150. Premium comfort, easy access, innovative tech. Like available Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. So get to Ford Truck Month and get into a built Ford tough truck.
Ain't nobody stopping me.
Now, get 3.9% financing for 60 months plus $1,250 bonus cash on F-150 XLTs.
The fear of misunderstanding or missing out on conversations can be overwhelming. As hearing fades, so does the connection to others, leading towards isolation and anxiety. An audiologist can test you and find solutions for your hearing loss. Modern hearing aids can improve your hearing and restore the joy of conversations. Call Mast Audiology to learn how Signia hearing aids can treat your hearing loss.
Don't let hearing loss silence your life.
For more information about Mast Audiology, go to delmarvaexperts.com.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Clothing Our Kids, a local nonprofit organization in Sussex County, says it has been helping more children due to a rise in poverty in the area. Teachers, nurses, or counselors place the orders. Then the charity has 120 volunteers who go out, buy new clothes, prepare the order, and then deliver them to the school.
It's an honor that we can partner with the families in the community and that they feel safe and secure enough to come and share and express their needs.
If you know a child from Head Start Elementary or middle school who needs new clothes, Clothing or Our Kids urges that you contact the child's school so they can put in the order.
The drive-through light display Winter Wonderfest at Hudson Fields in Milton will not return for the 2023 holiday season due to financial setbacks. Co-founder Peter Mercado says a culmination of a decrease in drive-through attendance in 2022 and unexpected costs due to shipping delays in electrical equipment in 2021 led to the decision to suspend this year's attraction. Organizers hope to resume operations with a reimagined concept in 2024.
Gorgeous weather for this week, going into this weekend. This weekend we're in the 80s. Then next week, we're talking about freezing, a hard freeze actually. More on that in just a moment. Take a look at live radar and satellite depiction of what's going on. And hey, mum's the word at this point. Everything's very quiet, cool, calm, collected. It's cool as a cucumber. But we are looking for a couple of sprinkles that's moving across well to our northwest in Hagerstown and in those areas, just in case you wanted to know what the moving green stuff was on the screen. So here's where we are. It feels like 50s right now, 60s along the coast, 61 Lewis, 63 Rehoboth, 62 Indian River Inlet, as well as Bethany Beach. And it feels like the 50s as you go farther inland. Now, we're actually 10 degrees warmer now than we were just 24 hours ago. For example, in Georgetown, 13 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago in Cambridge, and 9 degrees warmer than we were in Wallops Island. So we start off Thursday. See, this warming trend thing, that's going to be our underlying motif that will continue to be the case for us as we go throughout a good portion of the forecast period. Thursday afternoon, winds are out of the south. Those arrows out of the south mean for you to kind of get a good handle as to what you're looking at. And then we're looking at temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 degree mark. Friday, we start off near 60, and then we'll bounce up to really near 80 degrees again for Friday afternoon. So a couple of days where we are way above the norm for this time of the year, which is usually at about 62, 63 degrees. So we're already surpassing that. Take a look at our beach forecast. For example, as we go into the next few days, couple of days, Thursday, we're looking at sunshine, 75 and 79. And Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, 77 to 75, sunshine. Bethany Beach, 73 to 75, sunshine. And then Ocean City, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s there as well. There we go. Ocean City was being stubborn. There you go. 72 and 77 degrees. Either way, all of it's looking real good going into the weekend. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Let's have a discussion here real quick, okay? Thursday's not a problem, 79. Friday's not a problem. Saturday's definitely not a problem at 82 degrees. Even Sunday, we drop off a little, but that's okay. That's not a problem. Now, here's why we need to talk, okay? And I'm taking extra time on the 7-day for a reason here. Monday, we're going to have a high of 74 degrees, so Monday's okay. But Tuesday's going to catch you by surprise if you're not paying attention, okay? We're looking at a 20-degree drop, and then Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, we drop to 1 degree above freezing. So that's why I'm saying enjoy the summer weekend, because next week you will need your winter coat. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. The holiday season will be here before we know it, and that means the return of Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign. Through generous donations from businesses and individuals, we do our best to make sure every child has a present to open Christmas morning. We do that by supporting nonprofits that handpick families in need. Applications are due October 31st.
Still to come, Airbnb crackdown, how the rental company is using AI so that property owners don't find a horror scene on Halloween.
And next, a long-term road closure, how long you'll be detoured if you frequent Lewis Plantation Road.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Did you know that painting your cabinets actually lowers your home value? Brian, what are my options?
Refacing your cabinets. It's faster and less expensive than a tear out and completely restyles your kitchen. You get all new doors, drawer fronts, and new hardware. This is the last chance of the year to get half off installation and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
Call today and Paul Davis can be out to your home as soon as tomorrow for down to the penny pricing on your kitchen.
Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. We are the difference makers.
Elmer's Market, located on Route 404 in Georgetown, offers local produce, meats, seafood, and delicious baked goods. We're more than just a produce stand. Take a stroll outside to our garden center. We have perennials, shrubs, trees, and decor for the yard. Fall is here. Stop for our selection of mums and pumpkins, plus activities for the kids. If you take a picture and tag us on Facebook, you'll receive a 10% discount from us. Elmer's Market, produce, grocery, and garden, bringing you fresh local quality at its best.
Join us for the Top 60 Sales Drive going on right now at Preston Ford. We're on a mission to be one of the top 60 Ford dealers in the nation. Take advantage of over $10,000 off of the MSRP on the 2023 Ford F-150, or get over $3,000 on the adventure-ready 2023 Ford Bronco Sport. Every new vehicle purchase comes with Preston for Life. Engine guarantee is our investment in you. Visit PrestonFord.com and explore our extensive inventory. Take advantage of the inventory and the savings going on right now at the Top 60 Sales Drive at Preston Ford. And remember, cars cost less in Preston.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down.
1039 and 1063. We're local, we're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
In traffic news, DelDOT says Plantation Road in Lewis will be closed from Shady Road to just west of Salt Marsh Boulevard, including access to the Route 9 intersection. Drivers should expect delays in the area and follow detours. The agency says the project will require a 6-month road closure that starts on November 6th.
How about this? Ahead of Halloween, Airbnb is using artificial intelligence to crack down on disruptive and unauthorized parties this weekend. The company says its state-of-the-art system works to prevent certain potentially high-risk 1- and 2-night whole home bookings. The AI-driven anti-party system looks at hundreds of signals that could indicate a higher risk for a disruptive or unauthorized party. That includes trip length, the distance to the home, and whether the booking is last minute. The system is in effect across the U.S. and Canada.
Bud Light is set to become the official beer of the Mixed Martial Arts League UFC next year. It's set to replace Modelo, which dethroned Bud Light as America's best-selling beer. The company say the brew from Anheuser-Busch will have a highly visible presence during fights and weigh-ins starting in January 2024. They're not disclosing financial terms. Bud Light is in a sales slump after a controversy involving a transgender influencer. Bud Light had a previous sponsorship of UFC that ended in 2017.
Yet another streaming service is upping their price point. If you love watching Ted Lasso and The Morning Show, it's about to set you back a few more bucks. Apple is raising the price of its Apple TV Plus streaming service. The hike brings it to $10 a month or $99 for the year. That's up $3 from $7 a month or $30 more if you pay for the entire year. This is the latest streaming service to raise rates this year, joining Netflix, Disney, Hulu, and Max. Coming up in sports, Salisbury University field hockey team fighting for a victory versus Rowan to close out the regular season.
And next, Cops, Coffee, and You, how this program aims to connect people in the community with the people who protect it.
We salute Kyle Rager, who serves as the chief engineer at the Milton Fire Department. He joined on May 14, 2007. Beyond his invaluable service to our community, Kyle finds solace and joy in the art of woodwork and cherishes the moments spent with his beloved family. As an adventurer at heart, he also shares a passion for exploring new horizons, favoring the road travel experience by his pickup truck.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, eat up the love-infused mission behind Spain Wine Bar. Learn about Go Green OC's inspiring journey to make Ocean City a zero-waste paradise. And spill the tea on the latest buzz. Coast Life tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Experience the performance of Toyota Camry, from TRD to all-wheel drive and hybrid, with comfort and control. To travel your way and arrive in style. Right now, buy a Camry and get $750 finance cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
At Delmarva Canine, a trained dog is a happy dog, and that means a happier home. With 25 years of experience training police dogs, service dogs, and pets, we've gained the trust of families across the country. Our team of certified trainers create custom programs ensuring we can show you a more confident and polite side of your pet, regardless of the breed or temperament. Call today and schedule your free evaluation to see why Delmarva Canine is all about the love of the dog.
Are you ready for a floor upgrade right now? Floor Coverings International can be at your home for a free estimate today. Browse carpet, tile, wood, and the area's best selection of LVP waterproof flooring, all from the comfort of your own home. You'll love our factory direct prices and white glove installation service. The best flooring store on the shore is the flooring store at your door. Call the number on your screen now to book your free in-home appointment with Floor Coverings International today.
High school field hockey lives here on the Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Would you like to enjoy coffee while enjoying the company of members of the Georgetown Police Department? Tomorrow, on Thursday, October 26th, the Georgetown Police Department will host a morning of conversation and coffee from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The event is going to be held at the College Park Lane Starbucks in Georgetown.
Food insecurity grew for families with children in 2022. According to a report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 3.3 million households with kids faced food insecurity last year. Experts point to the loss of pandemic assistance as a contributing factor behind the changes in food insecurity.
Drama this afternoon at the fraud trial of former President Trump when the judge asked Trump to take the stand to testify and clarify comments he made during a break outside the courtroom. NBC's Dasha Burns filed this report breaking down the day.
A dramatic day full of twists and turns here in court today. Very unexpected. Former President Trump took the stand today after the judge asked him to do so to clarify the comments he made to press earlier in the day. He called the judge partisan, but also said that a person who's very partisan is sitting alongside him, perhaps even much more partisan than he is. The judge wanted Trump to clarify who he was talking about there because the person sitting next to the judge is his law clerk. Now, the judge had imposed a gag order on the former president, telling him he could not speak publicly about any of the courtroom staff. Trump said he was talking about Michael Cohen. The judge didn't buy that argument, fined Trump $10,000. Ultimately, a short while later, during Cohen's testimony, Trump got up and stormed out of the courtroom, surprising the entire court, including his Secret Service agents who chased after him. A very surprising day full of twists and turns. Cohen's testimony now over. We just heard from Attorney General Letitia James, who said that Cohen is not the only witness here, that the amount of evidence she has could fill the entire courtroom.
In entertainment news, SAG-AFTRA, along with Hollywood studios, are still at odds. An actors' strike is still continuing on, but there have been some movements. According to Variety, the heads of the four major entertainment companies have offered improved bonuses for highly watched streaming shows and higher minimum rates as well, but they are still refusing a cut of total streaming revenue. That's a major demand from the actors' strike that has now reached 104 days.
And in sad news, actor Richard Roundtree has reportedly passed away. He was best known for his role of tough-talking Private Eye in 1971's Shaft. The news was confirmed by Roundtree's manager Patrick McMinn in a statement to Variety. McMinn says Roundtree's career was a turning point for African-American men in Hollywood. Roundtree was 81 years old.
Join us here on Coast TV to watch Sunday Night Football. This Sunday, it's the Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then right after the game, we have your hyper-local Coast TV news to get you ready for the work week.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you pay for parking? Take a look at the screen. Here's our updated results. 35% still the majority say they use cash. 23% say apps. 24% have those coins on them. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttvnews.com or on the Coast TV News app. Witches, werewolves, zombies, oh my, where you can dress in the most ghoulish attire for a Halloween event in Dewey Beach this week. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
Stop by and
see Rudy Marine at the Ken Narrows Boattoberfest and Boat Show every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in October. Over 100 boats on display, restaurant specials, live music, and more. The Ken Narrows Boattoberfest and Boat Show every weekend in October. Don't miss this boat buying opportunity. Be there.
When was the last time you fell in love? At Chic at the Beach, fall in love with something new every visit. Find top designers right here at the beach with an array of pre-owned items from Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Saint Laurent, Gucci, Prada, and David Yurman. Plus, small leather goods, the perfect gifts for the perfect someone. Our selection of designer brands is fully authenticated by a third party, so you can shop with confidence. Need a gift? We ship. Don't forget, tax-free shopping, perfect for the holidays.
I love my basement. It's my space, where I can get things done. Peace and quiet, privacy. Sometimes I work pretty late after my wife goes to bed.
Babe? Hey, babe?
Oh. Yeah?
Is there any water in the basement?
No, honey, everything's fine down here. No water. I don't see any water anywhere.
Dry Zone can keep your basement safe and dry for all of your hobbies. Life can be scary. Your basement doesn't have to be. Contact us today.
There's a psycho in my head. I'm closer to the edge, making me feel like I'm living in misery. Answer the call, living in front. You're the one born to save.
93.5 The Beach. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app today. Stop by and see Rudy Marine at the Ken Narrows Boattoberfest and Boat Show every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in October. Over 100 boats on display, restaurant specials, live music, and more. The Ken Narrows Boattoberfest and Boat Show every weekend in October. Don't miss this boat buying opportunity. Be there. The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
Good evening, sports fans. The 5th-ranked Salisbury University field hockey team facing the 21st-ranked Rowan Profs to close out the regular season, and we're going to pick it up mid-second. SU already up 2-0. Rowan looking to bite into that lead in the offensive zone, but Hannah Johnson with some quick reflexes to get in front of that pass and break up the chance. On the other end, it's McKenna Horner with possession, navigating well, but she tries to reverse flick, but that's right in the goaltender's Maria Giuliano's wheelhouse as she bats it away. A minute later, a corner set up for SU. Molly Reardon works it over to Magdinopolis, fires a bouncing shot, and Horner deflects it in for the goal. Goals jump up 3-0. A minute later, freshman Marley McDormand bringing it up. You'll remember her from Pocomoke. Nice pass over to Horner. Good look, but it goes just wide. SU getting a lot of chances early, and here's another one. Dinopolis on the far side passes it in, takes a few crazy hops, and lands right in front of Reardon, and she can bat that in for the goal. Her second one sends the goals up 4-0 into half. In the third, another corner for SU, working it through Reardon tonight, sends it over to Elena Gigliotti, who fires a rocket, but Rowan defense deflects it away. It would still be a great night for SU as they take this one 5-0. Next up for SU is the Coast to Coast Conference Tournament from November 1st to the 4th. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Preparations are underway for the big Sea Witch Festival this weekend, but Dewey Beach has something else up its sleeve. The Dewey Business Partnership says a Halloween zombie master has donated props for a haunted zombie bonfire and graveyard on the Bay Beach at Dickinson Street. This free event is scheduled from 6 to 9 p.m. Friday with trick-or-treating, s'mores, candy apples, and a DJ. Then the organization is also hosting the Dewey Treasure Hunt on November 4th.
Here's a look at your umbrella giveaway winner. It's Nancy from Rehoboth. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're going to warm to the 80s. Oh, that is nice. 82, but then it gets, not so nice. After Halloween, look where we go, 33, 37, 40. So Enjoy the summer this weekend because winter is around the corner.
That's a spooky forecast
Yes,
there
it
at the end.
is.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.